I think anyone who lived through 9/11, Stuart, felt a range of emotions that day. I was scared, but mostly I was angry. And a lot of things affected me that day, but what affected me the most was how the ordinary Americans responded. Police officers, firefighters, ordinary American citizens who, instead of running away from the flames that day, I watched one American after the next run headlong into them in an attempt to save people that they'd never met before in their life, in an act of selflessness that I'd never witnessed before in my life. And so I went right down to the recruiter, told him I wanted to join the infantry so I could be a part of America's collective response, go to airborne school so that the Army could teach me how to jump out of perfectly good airplanes, and then go to Ranger school because I wanted to be the best leader that I could for my troops. And 2 years later, I got my chance in Afghanistan, college kid to combat leader, Afghanistan 2006.
You can lay all of this at Joe Biden's feet. And he basically, in a part of this tragic withdrawal in Afghanistan, he basically installed a terrorist superstate in Afghanistan. So as part of the Taliban interim government is a guy named Siraj Haqqani. Siraj Haqqani has a $10 million State Department bounty on his head. Joe Biden is openly negotiating with organizations like the Taliban, with Haqqani, with the Haqqani Network, aiding and abetting terrorist groups on the eve of 9/11. Rachel, if that is not something that is resignation worthy, if that is not something that is impeachment worthy, that I don't know what is. And I think, unfortunately, our world is a far more dangerous place now, not because we left Afghanistan, but because of the way we left Afghanistan and the fact that we have basically a geriatric walking foreign policy disaster as our commander-in-chief. And so, yes, the world is more dangerous leading into the 20th anniversary of September 11th. How many times do I have to say this? President Trump is exactly right. Joe Biden, every step of the way, has gotten the Afghan withdrawal totally incorrect, right? I just turned 40 in July. I've been out front and with President Trump saying it's time to draw down in that country and it's time to do it responsibly. We've been at war in Afghanistan for half of my life. But it did not have to happen like this. I mean, think about this. Who takes, a 5-year-old, as President Trump said, knows this. Who takes the military out of a country that you know you're withdrawing from before American citizens and our allies? He closed Bagram Airfield. 13 Americans are dead. Hundreds more of our allies are hurt, wounded, and dead. On the way out, America's last act in Afghanistan, he killed an aid worker and an entire family, and then had the gall to trot out to the podium and say that all of this was an extraordinary success. So today, on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, Joe Biden basically installed a terrorist superstate in one of the most rugged, hostile places on the planet. So we're talking about Joe Biden aiding and abetting terrorist groups like the Taliban, the Haqqani Network, Haqqani, Al-Qaeda. They're all running the show in Afghanistan right now, and Joe Biden owns all of it. And I'll tell you what's even more offensive than that, Jesse, is that he is trying to normalize relations with the Taliban and these terrorists on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and it's a slap in the face to everybody who fought for this country and every family who lost a loved one in this 20-year war. Yeah,
Biden saying, oh, we have such a great business-like relationship with the Taliban. He doesn't have a very good relationship with half the country. I think that's an understatement. Laura, Sean, thank you guys so much.